Welcome everybody, it's tractorchute here. Another great game of StarCraft 2, a little 2v2 action here. You can see chat is duplicated because I let it run a few seconds for a sound test earlier. But either way, we're going to get this baby going. It does look like we're going to get a little 2v2 with our favorite duo here to redeem themselves, or so they say. In the upper portion of the map here, we do have playing as the red Zerg. It will be Banyo, standard race for him, and his partner playing as the blue Protoss. It will be Sage and their opponents. Taking a look at the lower echelon of the map, the purple Zerg is going to be played by JOwar, JOwar, and his partner will be played by the teal Terran. Yes, Bebar. It is maybe Justin Bieber, maybe his relative, I'm not entirely sure. Bebar, I'm not too sure how to pronounce it, but we're going to go with Bieber because it sounds better. And he's going gas first. Nope, sorry, he's actually going supply depot, then gas. Sage is going to get a little bit of a scout off here. That's going to be the first one that he scouts. Does look like the over is going to go across the map for a good man of JOwar. Banyo, in the meantime, he is doing the same thing. How good Banyo doesn't have the super cool skin? Banyo must not play enough. It's a little bit of a surprise he doesn't have his skin yet. And good, we have already started with the pinging. He's letting him know, and I have been informed of why he pings is because they're on Skype chatting with each other. So he's basically just giving him visual location on the map of where he wants to be checked out, or for whatever reason he wants him looking at that area. So we don't have any sort of 6 pool coming out of our good man of Banyo, but he's going to get himself a spawning pool at about the 12 mark there, 13 mark, somewhere in there, probably at the 10 mark actually. Probably a 10 pool would make a lot more sense. In the meantime, there's Sage going with the pylon and the gateway. He's also getting a nice early gas as well. Doesn't look like our Zerg players on either team are going with an early gas, but they're both going to get that spawning pool finished up there. As you can see, looks like Banyo's a little bit ahead of the game, a little bit ahead of JOwar anyways. And it does look like we have taken ourselves a tower. Look at Bebar, a little bit confused. Sits the SCV. Oh, he did scout. Thank goodness he's done his scouting. He didn't just plant him there for no reason. But over here, Sage being a little bit of a nuisance there. He's being a little bit of an arsehole there, running around the beach. Running around the beach over here. Yes, this is the beach. Justin Bieber lives on the beach. So he's running around the beach here, but Sage is going to get the heck out of there now. He's had enough, and Bieber's going to say, all right, I'm done chasing you down here. Plus, I still have my little Naga tower with the SCV, so Bieber's pretty happy, and Banyo's off to a roaring macro start. Already got the expansion out there. Let's see what the other Zerg's player is doing. He's going right to Roach, getting his gas out there. So he's going to go with a little early Roach pressure by the looks of it here. His partner in the meantime, I'm not entirely sure if they're chatting, telling each other what kind of builds they want to go, because you can't see they do play for different teams. Why is he wasting 2 SCVs, 1 on each Naga tower? Whatever, that's quite fine. Actually, I don't even know if that is that standard gameplay early in the game to have 2 SCVs watching the towers. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe he wants to make sure that they don't get surprised at all with any sort of early cheese. I'm not entirely positive of that, but I'm going to guess that's what they are doing with those visualization. In the meantime, JOwar not too far behind Banyo, so both of them going very similar builds there. Banyo actually with an early evil chamber. Love it. Love it, love it. Gonna get some high pressure dogs, probably more than likely. Is usually what that would lead me to believe. As you can see, he's getting the gas there as well, so you start pumping these early upgrades out. I'd have to imagine we're gonna get metabolic boost happening as well here. In the meantime here, what's Sage off to? He's got an early Stargate Wowzer, but it has been scouted. The Reaper's on the map. Beaver's a happy man. He gets a couple shots off. He gets his arse down there. Good for you, Beaver. Right down into the lower area where the gold sits. But with that visualization, I don't know if he was able to tell that was a Stargate or not. Let's kind of hope Beaver's smart enough to figure it out. We'll soon find out here. It does look like 4 dogs have hit the map. Wargate technology. 4 Sages coming out as well here. There's our Roaches starting to hit the map for JOwar. Let's take a look at what our good man's doing over here. It is a 1-1 build. He's going right into early Hellions. Do like it. Engineer made Bebar, my good man. You are actually looking pretty darn good. You're pretty skillful. I'm going to say that. It's not a standard Marine Marauder type build. He's going to get a little early Hellion pressure. Had the early Reaper. Realized that wasn't going to happen with the early Stalker out there. So I like it. I like it. I like it. Bebar, you got tricks, buddy. You got tricks. And he has elected to cancel the Stargate. Actually goes into 2 gate into a Robo once again, same as last game. We've seen 3 gate Robo. Looks like it's going to happen here. As you can see, the warp gate technology about just over halfway done there. And we are starting to saturate up the second base for Banyo. Not too shabby. Is that the second Evo? Yes, sir, it is. With the metabolic boost as expected. Gas is going heavy for a good man here. While the macro game working its way for a good man Banyo. JOwar in the meantime has accumulated himself a bit of an army. They got a good ground army here. That is some good Roach Hellion pressure. Kind of like where they're going with this here. These two Hellions a little bit lost. These are the retard Hellions. They wear the helmets in the case here. So they're going to get over here and they're going to follow the rest of the army. Well, it makes a little bit more sense to follow these boys over here. You might just survive a little bit longer. And there we go. Banyo gets the scout off here. Very good having the dog here. He knows what's coming. I don't know if there's a lot he can do about this. That is a lot of Hellion and Roach pressure here for only the little bit of dogs he has. Tractor's a thirsty son of a gun tonight, I'll tell you that much. It is the night before Super Bowl, and Banyo might not be having a good night tonight as he is forced to cancel the spine thrower in the background there, and he might be losing himself an early hatchery. If there's anything I have ever learned, it is Banyo and Sage. They do not have the best early game tactics. I tell you, they are a comeback team like no other, but when it comes to the early game, they tend to put themselves in a hole, and that's exactly what we're seeing already. Already lost the hatch, losing workers left, right, and center. Thank goodness he's got enough spine cars in the back there to at least hold them back. At the very least, they're trying to get on the outskirts the best they can here, and they will be forced to get their arse out of here. That looks like they're just going to get cornered here. He's going to be forced to lose these two Hellions, but they have done the damage that they needed to do, and no, they say forget it. Banyo finally says, you know what, Sage, you can leave. I'm going to kill the Hellion. So he does that. Very well done. Now he's got enough Hellions on the map here. They could look to put the pressure back if they chose to do so at this point in time, but when losing that hatchery, they probably feel like they're in a little bit of a hole. So you either push right now or you look to rebuild, and we're going to find out what their decision is. Gets an overlord kill. Very well done by Sage. Got himself 2 immortals. Lots of stalkers. I really feel they could put some pressure on right now if they wanted. But either way, it does look like they are going to macro back up, but maybe not. They look like they are going to force their way across. There you go. Bite my tongue. These boys are as smart as Tractor, and I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but they're going to push themselves back across the map here. And wow, it's pretty skookum army. Lots of dogs, lots of roaches, but no support from his partner. And with those immortals in there, this is going to be a lot of trouble for a good man of JOwar. There's the Widow Mines. That's what he needs. Get those burrowed. Oh, you got to get out of there, Sage. Get out of there. Oh, lose a stalker. That's quite all right. Almost about to lose a roach. He's going to sacrifice. Yes, he is. Sacrifice the Sean the roach. That's what we love about roaches. They're meat shields for these Widow Mines. Oh, gets a kill on the other Widow Mine. Now they're putting the pressure, and it's a lot of trouble for JOwar and Bebar. I don't know what they're going to do. Bebar needs to get his arse down here. He's standing around being lazy, it looks like. But looks like force fields are starting to drop down. Sage looking pretty good. Continuous army coming out of JOwar here. But in the meantime, he's forced to pull the SCVs off. Well, doesn't have too much of an army. Excuse me, but he does have a few Marines in there. I don't think that's going to be enough. He's going to push him back here. It does look like Banyo is basically all in there. He's losing a little bit of units that he had left there. Look at those 3 immortals in the army now. They're really going to town here. Sentries need to start getting some force fields down here. And yeah, that kind of sucks. They need to get some force fields. Don't know if he had the energy to do so. Looks like he might have the energy to do so at the time, and I think that's part of the reason that he lost those immortals. I think a couple good force field placements would have prevented that, and maybe they might have been able to push in, but I don't know here. It doesn't look like it. It looks like the army reinforcements was enough for JOwar and Bebar, but either way, I think you could have prevented some immortal losses with some force fields. But what if shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? Isn't that the saying they use? Shoulda, coulda, woulda. So either way, they're going to take that, and they're going to look to continue this pressure. They feel pretty good about it. Prevent the bunker to go down. There's 2 more Widow Mines. They're both going to get buried here. There's the stim, forcing him in. Oh, but the vision, I love it. Says good job having the observer over there. Very good job. I will say that much. Definitely saving your guys a lot of units here, but that is a lot of dogs coming in the backside here. They're going to get this round on, and Sage is going to end up losing the rest of his army, and they're going to have to regroup, which looks like they have done. Expansions down for both these boys here. Looking pretty skookum. That's a lot of dogs coming their way across the map here. Banyo says, I'm out of here. He's getting himself back. This is going to be a lot of trouble here. Might be able to take down Sage's expansion. Is he going to try, or is he going to go for the main? Looks like he's going to go for the expo right in behind the mineral line. Sneaks around that wall of Sage there, and he's going to go to work. Banyo in the meantime, he's going to take the behind the nexus ground here and try and go to work, but he says forget it. He's got too much of an army. He's just going to go try and kill off the rest of those roaches of Banyo. I think it's a pretty good move. Finally gets the mothership over there. That's going to help a bit. Photon overcharge down as well. JOwar looking not too bad here as he's putting a lot of pressure on. Banyo right up against the building. Very good move, so he prevents the full surround from happening there. And he's going to try and take out the Nexus, just not enough with pure dogs, especially with the Photon Overcharge happening there. And he's going to try and get over here, try and get as much kills as he can on Banyo. Really feels like JOwar did not utilize that army as good as he could. In the meantime there, it looked like Banyo was trying to counter, and that didn't work so well. I will say that much. Definitely did not work so well. What is he electing to do here? We're going to switch right into a Marine Marauder, because right now, really, Bebar basically, Widow Mine / Marine is basically all he's putting out on the field. I don't know if that's the best build in the world. You got to get something else out there. At least get some medevacs to support those Marines. Does he have upgrades on the Marines at the very least? Stimpack is there. I did realize the Stimpack was there. Combat Shield as well. Okay, very well done. So at least he's got his upgrades. And in the meantime, we still have these dogs by JOwar. I don't know what the hell he's thinking. He's really not accomplishing much. He's really losing them left, right, and center. Not too sure why he wants to continue putting them down there. You got to get something else on the map, son. Get some more roaches out or some sort of support here. And there we go. Does lose the Mothership Core. That's a lot of roaches coming this way. He's got his good old Zealots as well there. Zealots do not have Zealot legs as of yet. They're pushing Banyo around here. Sage just kind of sitting back letting this happen. He figures Banyo's got this under control. And more than likely he probably does, but doesn't look like it now. Now those dogs got in the way there. This is a lot of trouble. Might lose another hatchery. Really needs the support out of Sage here. But looks like he finally did actually take that out. So very well done by Banyo. Did have enough in the end there. So they do push that back. And it looks like Sage has actually accumulated quite a good army here. Now a little bit of a ball between the Immortal Stalkers and Zealots there. Finally, JOwar's ready to move out again. These guys need to start collaborating a little bit more. Now JOwar's coming in by himself one more time. Needs to get the support of his partner out here. You can't do it by yourself, son. You're basically making a 1-on-2 battle. Need to get Buddy over here who's turtling up with the Widow Mines, doing what Terran does best, which is an absolute turtle build. And there we go. Finally, he's getting his medevacs and his Marines out there. And got some Siege Tank there. Marine, Siege Tank, Widow Mine. That's more of a viable build. Got to have something in there to support them. So it does look like they must be chatting back and forth, as JOwar did not go in and expend his army. He's actually going to hang out and wait for his partner Bebar to get over here. Hey, Beebs, what's up, son? Pretty happy to see the man of Bebar there. Sorry there, just tractorchute's got to get himself his good old dipper here for what's about to come here, as it looks like we're going to collide, and JOwar's in. Bebar says, I don't know about this one. He pulls back. He needs to get sieged up somewhere here. They need to choose whether they want to engage. Both these guys are confused. There's the scanner going down, making sure he's not missing anything. Good job, Bebar. That's what you're there for, son. I guess they're not too ready. They didn't really like what they've seen, and they're probably pretty right about that here. As between Banyo and Sage here, they probably have enough to fend this off. They're looking really skookum. Let's take a look. 1-1 upgrades for Sage, and we just have the 0-1 so far for Banyo. Nothing wrong with that. Thermal Lance is coming down as well. Sage looking to get into some sort of Colossi build. And you can see the level 1 car pace coming out of Banyo as well. Do have the 1-1 upgrades coming out of JOwar as well here. Getting the 1 for weapons coming out of a good man of Bebar. In the meantime, there looks like he is ready to make a little bit of a drop up here. Maybe put a little bit of pressure on. See what kind of damage he can do. Where is he looking to drop in the natural? Looks like it. There he goes. He's going to start dropping this down. Let's see what kind of damage this does. It looks like absolutely nothing. So he ends up picking those up here. Gonna drop him on the high ground, is he? Or is he just going to hang out there for a bit and wait for something to come over and start shooting him? No, it looks like they're actually paying their focus over here. Looks like he wants to try and get Banyo's army down there. Then he wants to drop, but it doesn't look like Banyo's biting on it. But at the same time, there's Sage in a lot of trouble. Puts down the Photon Overcharge. Focuses down the Immortal. Very good job there. There's the Colossus in the background here. Looks like it is a lot of trouble. What are they doing? They're pulling back. Photon Overcharge is actually enough to chase him out of there. I think they probably could have focused down. Maybe focused the Nexus or done something there. Get some hallucinations in there. I do like it, JOwar. Not hallucinations, what do you call them? Changelings, that's the word I'm looking for. And looks like he's going to push anyway. JOwar says, forget it, I'm going for it. Bebar in the meantime there, he's pretty much a useless stick. What the hell is he doing back there? Bebar, you got to support. You guys got to be on the same page. Are you in or are you out? You guys have no idea. Either way, Banyo and Sage holding it off quite nicely there. Those Photon Overcharges are definitely helping him out a lot there. There's the Changeling hanging out there. It does look like Sage is on his game there. Does scout that out and take it out right away. You need to get those sea tanks maybe a little bit further up. Would probably be recommended to get a couple shots off to at least draw Sage out here. But it's easier said than done when you're watching the replay. I'll give you that much here. So I'm not going to take anything away from you, Bebar. I think you guys are doing pretty good here. It is a lot of pressure you have put on. Both these guys are very even. Both these teams are very even, sorry. So nobody really on the best of the game here. Other than the fact I can say JOwar has a third out. So JOwar is now starting to move himself a little bit ahead in the macro game. Looks like a lot of healing happening for a lot of these stimmed up Marines that have lost a lot of hit points. So definitely helping a lot. There's another reinforcing medevac there. And it does look like JOwar says go. Bebar says what? Bebar's just going to sit back there. Bebar's finally moving ahead here. It does look like he's going to start putting pressure on. Look at the Colossi. Damn it. 4 Colossus on the field here. And he's trying to focus fire him. Don't know if that's the best move. Banyo, in the meantime, in a lot of trouble. That's a lot of stimmed up Marines for him to deal with here. And they're getting right in there. And they're just going to go to town on this army here with the other supporter here. Oh, no. Those Marines are going to get melted by those Colossi in a heartbeat. What is he focus firing with the Marines? Oh, maybe a bit of a mistake. I do not know if that was a misclick. But JOwar's doing a lot of damage. Doesn't have enough. Definitely winning the micro game. I'll give you that much. Banyo and Sage. Yeah, that was pretty nasty. He tried to focus down the Colossi with his Marines, and that was stupid as they just got melted on their way in there. Definitely a bad move by JOwar, but hey, it happens to the best of us. So Banyo and Sage fend that off and really come out way ahead on that engagement. I'll give him that much here. Level 2 going down for the weapons of Sage. Very well done there. There's a couple more tanks. Let's take a look at the unit count here just to get a good idea. Oh, looks like we have ourselves 15 roaches on the field for a good man of Banyo. 3 Colossi. But he's got a big count on these stalkers. And I do apologize. I'm getting sick. I'm getting a bit of a cold and it's getting nasty. My daughter's just had it there now. I'm starting to get it. So I've been feeling good all day. Look at yourself. 3 Colossi, 18 stalkers, and 2 Zealots. Meanwhile, we got 18 Marines. Very heavy on the Marines, especially with that Colossi count. Needs to get more Vikings than 2 out there. Definitely would help. Only 2 siege tanks. 3 roaches, 61 dogs, way too many. Maybe turn them into banelings, I would recommend. There's the ping from Sage. That's a good ping. I'll give you that much. We don't need to hear what you guys are talking about to know what you're pinging there. And it looks like JOwar caught out of position here. And that is a lot of Colossi to deal with. They're going to put some pressure on here big time as they're moving in here. And looks like Sage is going to get what he wants. But the Colossi almost left high and dry. Blinks over just in time. Gets them down onto the low ground so he prevents any of them from getting the surround. But the Corruptors are going to go to work here. And they'll probably be able to clean them up quite easily, actually. There's the blink underneath him here. Is that going to be enough to not lose him? It doesn't look like it is. He is being chased right down. There's the last Colossi. Very good job by JOwar. I'll give you that much here. You guys didn't look good earlier in the micro game, but you look pretty good there, so very good job. And there's the Viking support as well. There's the more scanning. I will say Bebar's got his scans down pat. Keep an eye on the army. Banyo has elected to go with that good old Roach Hydra type build. Sage with the blink. I will say he's got some sick blinks. He definitely does decent with blink. Uses it almost every game, so very good job with the blink. Now, I do like the change up in the builds out of Banyo here. He's doing a lot of Roach Hydra now, where he used to be Baneling Dog, and I think he used to throw some mutas in there every now and then, but he definitely left the Baneling and Dogs, that's for sure. Looks like he is going to go down here. Feels like he's not going to get engaged at all. Sage, in the meantime, he's going to come down and support that as well. They'll probably take this expansion out quite easily. Are they going to try and defend it? I don't think it's worth it. There's no way they're going to get down there in time, but might look to try and trap the armies down there. That might be a good idea, actually. That's a big army moving this way here. And looks like they're going to take the back door. They say, screw this. We're not getting trapped in there. They're going to get right back to their base. They're trying to cut them off here. Is it going to be enough? They do get the cutoff. He's going to blink up top. He's going to leave the few units. Banyo's down there, but that's quite fine. Banyo didn't really have a huge army down there. Got trapped, so that's quite all right. Gets the high ground for a few shots at the same time as well. So good blink by Sage. I will give you that much, but good man. Very good move there. And it does look like these guys are looking to put some more pressure. JOwar and Bebar feeling pretty confident here. A little bit of a war with a Hydra Marine. Hydra wins that one. And we are going to push ourselves right into the base here. A lot of stalkers on the map. Wowzer. Look at that stalker count. That's ridiculous. 26 of them are on the map altogether. Let's get that out of the way as we are trying to take this down. And it looks like they might do so. That is a ton of stalkers. Blinks back to let the Zealots in the front there. Forces him to retreat here. But Bebar says, screw it. You guys are going to be left to die. Maybe not. He's tried the micro best he can. He decides to move back in there. JOwar's kind of pulling back. Both these guys should really pull their entire army back. It is so darn even, but he's bringing in reinforcing dogs. Aren't they going to have enough this time? Looks like he's going to get the surround on him, but he blinks out of there. Very good blink by Sage. They're trying to go to work here, but he blinked right back to his building, prevents the surround. but at least trying to do the best he can here. At the same time, Photon Overcharge does go down. There's a lot of pressure they're putting on the Nexus this time. Probably the most trouble he's been in. He's getting out some Archons, it looks like. That's definitely going to help for the dogs. And they're trying to go to work on this. Don't think they're going to have enough, though. Archons are finally out. They're definitely going to do a lot of splash damage and be a force to be reckoned with. He is stuck back there a little bit, but he can definitely come out the backside, I do believe. And it looks like they are going to go right over to Banyo now and try and do some damage over here. Are they going to have enough? Those Corruptors not doing a whole lot now. There's nothing for them to shoot. He's going to fly around, at least get some scouting off here, see what's in the main base. Then he will get those few units out of there. He has elected to fly away, and they're going to go over to the expansion of Banyo over here. And they're good scouting there. Might get a free kill here. Yes, they will. I don't believe Banyo will get over to save this in time here. So, it looks like Banyo will lose himself yet another hatchery. In the meantime, there they are building up here. There's a lot of high tempers on the map. Is he actually going to go with the straight Archon? It does look like he does not have Storm researched as of yet. Is he researching it? No, he's not. So definitely an Archon build coming out of Sage here. Do like it. Not a bad idea against the compilation you are facing. And he has also got a nice expansion. Bebar with the planetary up in the middle of the map here. Walls are looking good, guys. So Beaver's got 3 expansions. Meanwhile, his partner here, he's also got 3 expansions. So not too shabby, I will say that much here. Bebar, you're looking pretty good, Bebar. I didn't think you could play StarCraft, but you're not too bad, my good man. There's another warp in a Zealots. Not too shabby. Both these guys are going to stand off for a little bit here and rebuild their armies, because why not? They got to get it all built up one more time. Not too sure who's ahead of the game at this point. I'd honestly say they are quite even. There's Storm, so he is elected to go Storm. Sage finally says, forget it. Not going to go pure Archon. We will get a little bit of Storm action happening. Then we can probably sit back, take a little bit of a breather. Like I say, this could be our Super Bowl Sunday cast. I will be having a Super Bowl party tomorrow, so we'll be heading down to a friend's house with a bunch of us there. There's lots of appies, lots of energy drinks. Should be a good time. Didn't be cheering for my boys in Seattle. In all honesty, I am a Cowboys fan, but they didn't make it. So if they didn't make it, the 2 teams actually won. It was Denver and Seattle. So I was quite happy to see both those guys get in there. Number 1 offense against number 1 defense. We'll be cheering for Seattle in that one. Let me know who you guys are cheering for. I'm kind of curious. I like Seattle. That's kind of like Canada's team. Canada, between Buffalo and Seattle, those are the 2 teams that Canada tends to cheer for. They're the closest to our country. Here we go. Another expansion for JOwar. Not too shabby. Re-expanding over here. That will be expansion number 4 of his. Sage, in the meantime, has got himself up in the gold. So he has himself 3 expansions as well. And has himself quite the concoction going on here. Got himself some high tempers, an Archon in there, some Zealots, some Stalkers. Elected to back off of the Colossi at this point in time. Didn't really like that Corruptor damage. In the meantime, Banyo with the 1-2 upgrades do have 3-3. Very good upgrades for Sage. Well done. What do our opponents have? We got 2-2. And we got 1-2. Not too shabby. So fairly even on the upgrades. Sage is ahead with the 3-3, so probably looking to get his shields going. As you can see, there's level 1 shields. There's our Zealot legs. There's our Roaches upgrades happening as well for Banyo. There's Carpace going on here. That's number 2. Yes, it is. Very well done. Yes, it's a nice little break. I will say that much. Long distance mining happening as well. Till he gets his hatchery up there, and then he can start mining right on place. Do have our random Hydra just kind of hanging out for Banyo, because why not? Yeah, outside of that there, don't know what else to tell you guys there. Everything else is going good up here in my neck of the woods in Western Canada. There's a couple chainlings for Banyo. He's looking to get a little bit of intel here. Let's see. There's a Marine. Is he going to see it right away? Let's see how much attention Beaver's paying. And he's paying a lot of attention. He's chasing it right down. He says, get out of here. Not that Banyo's seen a whole lot there, but did see that the expansion is there, which they already knew. Actually, I don't know. I think they knew that anyways. Either way, does know that it is down there. I don't think it's going to change too much on how they're going to react to this. Does look like they are ready to move. There's that Skype talk saying, let's go. Let's get our arse out here. Let's try and put some pressure on them. Let's see who's going to win this. That is one great big army we have. All these guys around 150 food. 172 for a good man as Sage. Looking pretty good. And he's got 3 Archons in that army now. I do like that count. Will we see some Storm action? I'm kind of curious. We're ready to engage this. What's going to happen? We are just going to go to town. Need to get the Archons. There's the Storms we've been waiting for here. Storms going down there. Very nicely done there. Storms just really raining down here, preventing those Marines from getting in there anyways. Roaches suck up Storms pretty good. I won't give them that much here. Medivacs caught out of position a little bit there. Might want to get them over top of your army. And, oh, they're trying to get in both ends here. Probably a pretty smart move there. Banyo's backing off a bit there. Sage is going full force in here. Has the Archons. Oh, nice. Storms really laid a lick into that army here. And it does look like Banyo, they're going to try and take care of the Marines. They're stimming up like crazy here. They're getting forced to take them on now. back and forth happening here. It does look like he has taken out JOwar, so it's basically just Bebar's army left here. Another storm goes down, takes out quite a bit of them here. Put the pressure on. Planetary's about to go down here. Focus firing it down, trying to repair it. Is he going to have enough? Doesn't look like it. Takes that out, and they're looking to move their army forward here. Just a few dogs for JOwar. Doesn't really have a very big army at all. Basically took out the entire army of Bebar as well. Bebar down to 74 food. Still 124 a good man Sage, and he's going to move down here. They're going to get a free kill on this expansion, trying to get those drones out of here. Don't think that's going to happen. Not even bothering to attack with them here. They're going to try and get out as many as they can. Does save 3 of them in the end there, but ends up losing the expansion. So JOwar loses yet another expansion one more time at the same location. And looks like he is concocting a ton of dogs. Wowzer, that is a lot of dogs on the map here. He has 2 upgrades for his melee damage as well, so not too shabby. And it looks like Banyo and Sage are going to continue to push this forward here. But in the meantime, a little bit of an engagement happening over here. Was a Widow Mine. Widow Mine did end up going off here. But look at the surround over here. Banyo, ton of dogs surrounding that base there. They're going to take that out quite easily. So very good job there. Traded base for base, basically. But it was 2 bases lost for these guys. Random planetary in the middle of the map. Like it. Like anything that's out of the ordinary. Here we go. Looks like they are going to put the attack on here. Dogs trying to get the surround. A lot of Marines for Bebar in the background. But of course, a couple good storms might take care of that. There goes all the dogs as expected. Dogs weren't really the best choice at this point in the game, I don't think. There's another storm going down here, forcing the army back of Bebar. And he's ready to get in here and kill a few barracks sitting out in the middle of the map. Looks like he may be able to do so quite easily. And it's kind of back and forth here, but realistically, JOwar not with a ton of army units here. Just has a few roaches. He's going to end up losing them all quite quickly here to the Roach Hydra army here. Stalker's going to work on the barracks. Very good job there. Looks like they are in a lot of trouble. There's that random planetary going down here. It looks like that ends up falling quite easily. And just a few Marines. There's another storm chasing him down. Doesn't have a lot left. Looks like Bebar might be out of it here. Couple Widow Mines getting shots off there, but don't think it's going to be enough. Doesn't look like we have any more sight over here. No more observer over here. Anyways, a few more dogs and roaches coming out here. There's a couple more storms. That should easily wear down those dogs very, very quickly here. And Banyo and Sage really having their own way here. They are just going right through Bebar and JOwar. JOwar loses his last few units here. And we are going to lose a starport as well. There's the reinforcing zealots. JOwar says that's enough. Bebar's left over. Bebar says that's enough. Banyo and Sage redeemed themselves. Very well done. One heck of a game, I'll give you that much. My congrats go to you, Banyo and Sage. My condolences to you, JOwar and Bebar. Everybody enjoy the Super Bowl. If the dog ain't right, then the cat ain't wrong. You be good. Don't hurt nobody. Peace.